Hi, welcome back to my board game channel, Will of the Meeple. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on Furnace by Hobby World. In Furnace, players take on the role of 19th century industrialists, investing in production facilities to allow them to produce and sell more resources. Let's take a look at the setup.
First of all, each player receives a random startup card, a random capitalist card, and a set of coloured tokens which consists of 4 coloured discs and a coloured token which is used to remind the player what colour they are. If any player received the capitalist card that gives them an extra capital disc, the player also gets the neutral coloured disc. Each player then gains the resources shown at the top of their startup card. Now, place a round counter in view of all players and set it to 1. I like this round counter, it's pretty unique. Shuffle the company cards deck and place it face up on top of the round counter. Place it upgraded side down on the side that doesn't have any compensation values shown on top. Now, randomly choose the first player and give them the first player token. And that is the setup complete. We can now look at how the game plays. At the start of each round, the first player takes the company cards deck, randomly cuts it, then deals out a row of cards face up with the compensation value shown at the top. In a 2-player game, deal 6 cards, and a 3-player game, deal 7 cards, and in a 4-player game, it's 8 cards. For this example, I will be setting up a 3-player game, so we'll deal 7 cards. Now, starting with the first player and moving clockwise, players take it in turns to bid on a company card. You can bid on any card as long as it doesn't have a token of the same colour already on it, in other words you've already bid on it, and it doesn't have a token with the same number on it. So if this card already had 3 on it, you could not bid 3, but you could bid 1, 2 or 4. Bidding continues until all players have placed all 4 of their bidding tokens. Once bidding is complete, starting with the card on the left and working across to the right, give each card to the winning bidder, the person that bid the highest on each card. So the first card would go to black, the second card would also go to black, the third card would go to red. All other people that bid on the card but did not win get paid out compensation. Any cards that had no bid tokens get discarded. When it comes to compensation, there are 2 different types, extraction and processing. Extraction produces resources, coal, iron and oil, where processing uses those resources and turns them into other resources or money. When performing a production compensation, the user gains the resources shown on the card multiplied by the number on the disc they use for bidding. This is a production compensation and yellow would receive 1 iron. This is also a production compensation and yellow would receive 2 lots of 2 coal, so that's 4 coal altogether. Black would receive 2 coal as they bid 1, so it's 1 lot of 2 coal, and that's it for production compensation. The other type of compensation is the processing compensation, where players can turn resources into other resources or money. When performing the processing compensation, we can perform this action a number of times up to the number on the disc we bid. So for example, red could turn 1 iron into 4 coal once, and yellow could turn iron into an upgrade token 3 times. Processing compensations are optional. Once the auction phase is complete, we can move on to the production phase. At this point, players will resolve all their company cards. Cards can be resolved in any order, resolving the actions from top to bottom. However, you must resolve the whole card in one go. You can't resolve one section, move on to another card, then come back to the first one. If a card has not been upgraded, you cannot perform the action where the symbols are transparent. These become available when the card is upgraded and flipped to the other side. The startup card you received at the beginning allows each player to receive 1 upgrade token, perform a second action, then for the third action you can upgrade as many cards as you like, as long as you have enough tokens and coal to do so. Upgrading will cost you 1 upgrade token and 1 coal to upgrade 1 card. When a card is upgraded, it is flipped over, then the additional action becomes available. The startup card cannot be upgraded. Also, if a player resolves a basic effect of a card, then upgrades it, they cannot perform the upgraded effect. But if a card is upgraded before any of the effects are played, then you can play both the basic and upgraded effect. Players should play the production phase at the same time, and once all players have finished, pass the first player token to the next player and start the next round. Don't forget to move the round marker on one. At the end of round 4, the game ends and the winner is the player with the most money. And that's it. There is a 2-player variant. We add 1 set of discs for an NPC, non-playing character. The NPC will play after the second player, and this is where the die comes in. Roll the die, then place the lowest available bidding disc on the card in that number position of the die roll. We have rolled a 6, so we can place the lowest numbered disc into that position. If, for example, we had rolled a 1, we can't place the 1 there because there is already a 1 there, so we will place the 2 there instead. If you can't place any of the discs on the card that has been rolled, place it onto the next card available to the right.
So, final thoughts on Furnace. I've not managed to play this with my group yet, but it will be next on the list. The game certainly looks enjoyable. My only concern is the production phase is going to take quite some time. If you have players that suffer from AP, analysis paralysis, this might take a bit longer, as you have to play your cards in a specific order, so you may want to play the first card which produces iron, and then later use the iron to get money, or something along those lines. It's a bit of an engine builder, so once you've got a good selection of cards going on there, this phase may take some time, and obviously each player is playing that independently. So the others, for people like me that don't really think these things through and just jump in and do what I think is right, where you've got other people that may take quite some time to play strategically and build a proper engine, I'll probably be sat around waiting quite some time, but we will see. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see more board gaming videos. Thanks.